enough.
Okay, you just ignore me completely.
Okay.
That is the trick.
That
here.
6'7" German guy with a giant camera. Very easy to overlook.
Yeah.
But okay, so first I just want to talk a little bit about the history, how you got into soccer. What's your earliest memory of playing soccer?
Well, one of my earliest, like when I was a baby, when I went, like didn't remember, when I was like playing and I remember. Wait.
Okay, well like when you were playing like that.
Okay, so when I was little, one of my earliest memories was I would always go to my brother's games and watch him play because he's a lot older than, he's 4 years older than I am. So I would go to his games and watch him play, and I would always like run on the field with him and all of his friends during practice, and I would try and play with them, and I used to like play with the boys and stuff.
So you knew at a young age soccer was something you wanted to get involved in.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, growing up, who do you think was your biggest support system for soccer? I know, was it one person in particular that really, backed you up, helped you practice,
Probably my dad, because my dad always goes out to the field with me and we kick the ball around and juggle and stuff. And even though he's not the best at soccer, he's pretty athletic, so he keeps me going.
Gotcha. Now, is it hard? Because I got to imagine you've become really close. And I know you mentioned before that your dad can fly in sometimes, but has it got to be hard not having him around as much as you might have been used to?
Yeah, it's hard not having my mom around too, because my dad travels a lot, so I'm kind of used to him being gone more than like my mom. My mom is like my biggest cheerleader. She's not really she doesn't like play with me or anything. That's like my dad's job, but she's definitely my biggest fan.
So it's just a little tough having her be so far away.
Yeah.
Now, what high school did you play? I know it was Colorado, but I didn't remember. What high school were you playing?
Well, I went to Regis Jesuit. It's an all-girls Catholic school, and I played varsity my freshman and sophomore year, and then I switched to track, and I played ran varsity track my junior and senior year, and I played with the boys club team during that. So I didn't play high school soccer my junior and senior year.
Oh, that's interesting. So how'd you wind up making the transition back?
Well, I have always played club. I just didn't play high school. You get recruited from your club. High school's just supposed to be for fun. So during the high school season, I played with my boys club team. So I never stopped playing.
Gotcha. So were you starting then in your senior year? Were you one of the starters leading off?
Yeah, for club, yeah.
Okay, so it's got to be a different acclimation going from starting to, earning your stripes, so to speak, as a freshman coming in. What's that like?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's hard coming because I was always top 5, top 3 on my club team. It's hard going from that than coming here and kind of starting as the underdog. But I kind of like being the underdog because then there's no expectations and I can just work my way up.
Sort of like, if you can find a chip on your shoulder, just a little extra motivation to go out there and kick some ass. Great. So I was hearing you were getting some playing time too in Milwaukee. How's it like getting out on this level?
It's exhilarating. When the coach tells you to go warm up, it's just the best feeling ever because you get you get your shot.
So what's been the best moment so far being fall playing for this team?
I think just the chemistry that our team has and being able to bond with all the girls. We work so hard in practice, and then when the game comes around and we put on our uniform and say our final cheers and stuff, it's just great because it's I have another family here.
Is there a moment in particular you remember, maybe it was the first time you got into time, you're like, this is awesome, this is such a great high, this is unbeatable?
Well, when I remember on my official, when I first came to Tennessee, I knew that I was gonna love it here because we went out into the hallway and we did our prayer out in the hallway, and the captain, Caroline Brown from last year, she said the prayer and said verses and stuff, and I'm a really religious person, so it just really got me going, and I just knew that I was it was a good fit and it was a was a good place.
Yeah, Caroline Brown's awesome. I had a chance to talk to her. You know that, I don't need to tell you that, but is there a moment you can think of was particularly hard? Sometimes, especially in athletics, you have highs, you have lows. Is there one moment you can think of that was just that sucks? Just one of them?
Hills. Over the summer, we had 7:30 workouts every single day, and so every Wednesday we went up to, I'm not exactly sure what the park is called, but it's this park with this giant hill, and we had to run 14 of them. And so that was definitely the hardest moment ever because I can run sprints all day, but going up hills is just, it's so hard.
Is there a moment where you're just like, I just wish this would end?
Yeah, definitely when it came around to be like number 9, I was like, all right, let's get this over with.
All right. Now, academically now we're getting into the semester, you've kind of had your regular classes. How is that adjustment going? Because obviously it's a much different pace from high school to college.
Right. I think the adjustment's really good. Like, it's been fine for me because I went to like a college prep school, so I'm like educationally I've been like doing pretty good. So it's not like anything new or like a struggle for me at all. So
Gotcha.
the transition there has been smooth, which is nice.
Good, that's good.
Yeah, it's always good.
Now, just gotta get my train of thought again for a second. Now, like over the summer, because I know you were here over the summer a lot, is that a little difficult if you look on Facebook or something, you see some friends from high school, you know, goofing off, having fun, and you're putting in all that work? Mm-hmm. Is there a little bit like, you know, like I'm happy I'm doing what I am, but I miss the free time?
Right, well, it's like always been like that. Like, I've missed like homecoming dances, I've missed proms, like I've missed sleepovers, hanging out and stuff, but it's like sacrifice for something that I love, so like I think that it's worth it. Like, I'm probably going to be here every single summer because it's like what I put in is like the output is going to be greater than hanging out one day on a summer night.
That's a very good outlook to have on it.
Yeah.
I probably spent a little too much time goofing around, which is why I'm in grad school. But that's another story. So, your family, I know with SEC Networking, there's a lot of stuff online. Give that helicopter a second.
All right. My eyes are like watering.
Probably melting over there. You get to you keep in touch with them pretty well, and they get to see a lot of your games through online and through stuff like that. So do you get to regularly interact with them, I guess?
Yeah, so I talk to my parents every single day, like call them every single day on the way to class and stuff. I'll call my mom. And my brother, he plays baseball at a D2 school in Colorado. It's called Regis University. And so he has his games online, so I'll always be in my room watching him play baseball. And then, like, say, like, this weekend, like, he was in his room watching me play. So we're always going to be each other's fans no matter the distance.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Sounds like an awesome family.
Yeah.
Now, everyone has their own vision of college going from high school. Without, you know, maybe you had a visit to UT, but what did you, what were you expecting?
Well, I expected it to be hard, like, physically and, like, because of soccer and stuff, but I think that we get really spoiled here at UT, like, with our living and stuff, because, like, say my brother, I saw his dorm, and like his dorm room experience his freshman year was completely different from mine because I get my own room, we have our own kitchen, we have a washer and dryer like in our room just for the 4 of us. So I think that we definitely get spoiled here at UT, and I love it.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So were your expectations met then when you came here?
Yeah, they were, like, above and beyond, because I expected it to be worse, the living conditions, and it's actually like a lot better.
Great.
So.
How are you adjusting to just the everyday life? I know there's not a whole lot of free time. Do you have anything, when you do have free time, like, to unwind? I know, like, I spoke to one player, she did puzzles. Random enough, but it was just something like, you know, everything is so set, it just gave her something to do to relax.
Yeah. Well, lately, like, I like to watch Law & Order on Netflix, so I just watch Netflix whenever I get free time, and I try to take, like, as many naps as I can because I know that my day the next day will be super packed and full, so. Yeah,
so needless to say, it's pretty exhausting, the regime that you
right.
guys all set up.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now, well, I know we talked about this before, I just want to talk about it again for this one. Post-college, it's a ways away. I know you are looking to graduate and get a degree in business, and if the opportunity for soccer presents itself, what do you see? What are your ideals for graduating? What would you, best case scenario?
Best case scenario, I would get a internship or a job. So I think I would play soccer on the side for fun, but I honestly want to get a job when I graduate because I know that I can't get paid to play professional soccer. So I'm going to look to further my life with a career.
That's a good idea. Now I mentioned before I have two sisters that played college, and one D3, and she loved it. I think it was because she was probably more D2, but she went to D3 and she was able to get a lot more time. And the other D2, and it kind of upset her that she didn't get the playing time she was used to. And that's just, I imagine a lot of people adjust in different ways, and I don't tell Tina this as my sister, but I don't think she was up to the competition level. How do you mentally prepare yourself? You seem really mentally strong for the competition, but how do you go in and say, okay, I was, up here before in high school, and I gotta just accept that I gotta pay my dues? How do you talk yourself into being comfortable with that?
Well, it is like really tough, but like to watch people play and like me be on the sideline. But I try to think of it like those like out there, those are like my sisters who are playing, and like I have to cheer them on as much as I can, and I have to go my hardest in practice so that I can make them better. Like my role is also very important, and the coaches help out a lot too. Like we have meetings and stuff with like them all the time. They ask how we're doing, like how we are mentally, how we are physically and stuff. Like the coaches really do care a lot.
And I asked this last week too, but I think I actually didn't get you in this set. And just if you had to say, what is the hardest part about going from high school, be it academic, social, playing sports, what is the hardest part about then going from Colorado high school to school at UT?
I think the hardest part is not having my mom like do my laundry and cook for me and stuff like that, just take care of me. But we all have to grow up sometime.
Yeah, I lived 2 hours away in college and I brought home laundry. And
yeah.
She put a stop to that pretty good. That was a
well, she definitely spoiled me, so.
That's great. Is there anything else you think you'd like to talk about just about the experience?
I don't think so.
No. All right. I think I just wanted to make sure. If you could just tell me what courses you're taking this semester.
I'm in calculus, and then I'm in a online informational sciences class because I couldn't take English because we travel too much, so I have to take an online class. And then I'm in geology and sociology.
Okay. Tell me just a little bit about your classes. What is the easiest one for you, and what's the hardest one for you?
Math is definitely easiest for me because I really like math and it just like clicks for me. But one of my hardest classes is probably sociology because the professor just goes up to the front of the room and we have like 150 kids in our class, and he just goes up to the front and all he does is lecture, and I don't really like know what to take notes on, and I can't take notes fast enough. So that's definitely like different from what it was in high school. So.
Yeah, and if it makes you feel better, it gets easier as you go along.
Yeah.
The classes dwindle to more specifics, but yeah, I napped a lot in some of those.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. Again, that's why I had to go back to school. No. But okay, so and how are the grades coming so far? I mean, you seem so driven.
Yeah, my grades are good right now, and then this summer I got a 3.6, so I'm trying to like keep it above a 3.5 so that we can bring our team GPA up, because it's always a competition.
That's awesome. That's such a great thing to compete about too, the GPA. And
yeah.
I've talked to some officials with some parts of the school, and there are colleges out there that kind of like just want the minimum. They just want the players to be eligible, and I do believe there's a sense of pride here at UT. So you think it's really important to get that competition, not just you want a good GPA for you, but let's stick it to the other teams.
Right. It's definitely a competition.
Get up there.
Yeah, it's definitely a competition, especially with our coaches. We make everything a competition. One of our sayings is compete every play. So like no matter what, we got to compete everything.
And that's got to come out when you get that game time out there. Make the most of your opportunities. So you're probably just going 110 just to try and earn that extra playing time, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. I think that's about it. If you don't mind sticking around just for a couple B-roll shots.
Yeah, that's fine.
But thank you so much.